Till Arabella Miller found a fuzzy caterpillar. First it crawled upon her mother, then upon her baby brother. All said Arabella Miller, take away that caterpillar. Can you guess what I'm thinking about today, friends? Yes, on Fantastic First Grade Frogs, our next adventure is with caterpillars. Yes, so I'm going to test your caterpillar knowledge first. So, true or false? Remember, true means it's real, and false means nope, doesn't happen that way. True or false? Butterflies lay eggs in nests. True or false? Well, if you said false, friends, you are correct. Here's the picture of the eggs right here. They do not lay eggs in nests. It says butterflies lay eggs on leaves. Each egg is very small and often looks like a tiny jelly bean. In 1 to 2 weeks, caterpillars, not butterflies, hatch from the eggs. The newborn caterpillars look like worms or small snakes. In time, these caterpillars grow up to be butterflies. And this little box here says some butterflies lay more than 1,000 eggs at a time. That's a lot of eggs. Okay, next question. True or false? Newborn caterpillars eat their own eggshells. You saw the picture already. That's a really close-up picture right there. And a special microscope. Is it true? Do they eat their own eggshells? If you said true, you are right. The first thing the newborn caterpillar eats is its own eggshell. Each kind of butterfly lays its egg on a plant that its young can eat. As each egg hatches, a small caterpillar crawls out. Then it starts nibbling leaves nonstop. A monarch caterpillar can finish a whole milkweed leaf in about 4 minutes. And it says a caterpillar never sees its mother, the female butterfly that laid the eggs. And here is the little caterpillar eating a leaf. But of course, first it eats its own eggshell. Next question, true or false? Some caterpillars are blind. That means they can't see. Is it true? Well, it actually is true. A few kinds of caterpillars have no eyes, but most caterpillars have 6 small eyes on each side of their head. 6 eyes on each side of their head. That's a lot of eyes. Even so, they cannot see very well. Caterpillars can see the difference between light and dark, but they cannot see images. So they don't see like we do. They can just tell if it's light or dark. And it says the caterpillar depends on a good sense of touch to find leaves to feed on. So here's a picture in a special microscope of the caterpillar's face, and you can see its eyes on the side of its head. Those spots on the side of its head. Cool, huh? All right, true or false? Caterpillars have no way to protect themselves. Is that true? Or is that false? Are they poor little helpless caterpillars that can't defend themselves? Well, it's false. Caterpillars have a few means of defense against attack by birds and other enemies. Some caterpillars look like bird droppings and are left alone. Others have large eye spots on their head that makes them look scary like snakes, and the enemies flee. And it says, despite their defenses, most caterpillars are eaten by larger animals. As you can see, this caterpillar right here has a large eye spot, and it makes it look like it's scary and big, but it really isn't. All right, next question. True or false? A caterpillar's skin does not grow bigger. Is that true or false? It is true. When the caterpillar gets too big for its skin, the skin splits down the back. The caterpillar crawls out. Underneath, there's a new skin. Shedding old skin so that a new skin can grow is called molting. And it says most caterpillars molt 4 or 5 times as they grow. And here is a good picture of molting. Now, friends, that is not the whole book. This book is called True or False, Butterflies and Caterpillars by Melvin and Gilda Berger. We're going to read the rest of it another time. Today, we're just focusing on caterpillars, so we'll read the butterfly part on another day. Now we're going to read a nice book called In the Tall, Tall Grass by Denise Fleming. And you can see that this book has a lovely little caterpillar friend in the tall, tall grass. In the Tall, Tall Grass by Denise Fleming. In the tall, tall grass. You can see the little caterpillar friend right there. Crunch, munch, caterpillar's lunch. Dart, dip, hummingbirds sip. We talked about those. Hummingbirds are the ones that sip nectar out of the flowers. And here comes our little caterpillar friend. Strum, drum, bees hum. Of course, bees like to pollinate the flowers, don't they? Here comes our little caterpillar friend. Crack, snap, wings flap. Here comes a bird, and the caterpillar got away though. Caterpillar didn't get eaten. Pull, tug, ants lug. The ants are carrying some things back to their nest. Where's our little caterpillar friend? Oh, right back there. Slip, slide, snakes glide. The little caterpillar is hiding up here. Rich, ratch, moles scratch. Now the moles are digging in the soil underneath the ground, and the caterpillar is just walking up on top, and we can see the roots growing down into the soil right here. Skitter, scurry, beetles, hurry. Beetles are a kind of insect, and they're scurrying through the grass. And there's our caterpillar friend. Zip, zap, tongues snap. Oh, there's some nice frogs catching some bugs out of the air. And our little caterpillar friend. Looks like it's starting to get dark. Hip, hop, ears flop. Now I definitely think it's starting to get darker. And the rabbits are hopping in the evening, and our little caterpillar friend is there. Stop, go, fireflies glow. And the fireflies are up there blinking, making light with their bodies, and the caterpillar's watching them. Lunge, loop, bats swoop. Stars bright, moonlight. And our little caterpillar friend. Good night, tall, tall grass. And of course, there's the little caterpillar looking at the moon. Now, my friends, caterpillars are an insect, of course. They're an insect, so they're an invertebrate. They don't have any bones. So when it talks about molting in the book, what they're talking about is the caterpillar's exoskeleton. The exoskeleton is kind of like a bug's bones, a little bit. It's the hard part on the outside of the insect that kind of keeps it together. But like when you grow out of a pair of pants, they start getting tight, and then they get a little tighter, and then they get a little tighter. And pretty soon you grow out of them, right? You can't wear those pants anymore. Well, for a caterpillar, it kind of is the same way. Their insides get too big for their exoskeleton on the outside. And so they start to feel a little tight. And eventually, their skin or their exoskeleton will split down the back, just like it said in the book. And they crawl out, and they puff up a little bit, and they go, oh, that feels better. And then their new exoskeleton hardens on the outside of them, and they crawl around for a while. And they eat, and they eat, and they munch, and they munch. And then things start to get tight again because they're getting bigger, but their exoskeleton doesn't grow. So they have to molt again, just like they did before. And it said in the book, some of them can molt 5 times or about 5 times. So that happens to our caterpillars as they grow. They have to get bigger, of course, by eating so that they can grow into butterflies someday. And when they're doing that, they have to molt so that they don't get too big for their exoskeleton. Now we're going to look at some models of what it might look like if a caterpillar and a caterpillar egg were a little bit bigger. So I have right here, this would be like a little egg that a butterfly might lay. Okay, this is just one kind of butterfly egg, and the mom butterfly would lay it on the leaf of whatever kind of leaf plant that she knows her babies can eat. So if her babies can only eat milkweed, she's going to lay it on a milkweed plant. If her babies only eat thistle, she'll lay it on a thistle plant. So she won't lay it on any other kind of plant. So she'll lay the egg on the leaf, and then after a while, the egg will hatch, and out comes an itty bitty caterpillar. Yeah, out comes a tiny little caterpillar. Of course, it eats its own eggshell, and then it starts to munch the leaf that its mom laid the egg on. And it munches and it molts, and it munches and it molts, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And here's a little plastic model of a caterpillar that came out of that egg. Now remember, different caterpillars for different butterflies look different. Butterflies can be in all kinds of sizes and all kinds of shapes and colors, and their caterpillars are also all kinds of shapes and colors. Some of them are spiky and some of them are smooth, some of them are yellow, some are just black. So all kinds of caterpillars that go with all kinds of different kinds of butterflies. Now we're not going to talk yet about what happens next to that caterpillar. After a while, the caterpillar is going to undergo another change. But we'll talk about that when the time comes. What I do want to show you is what came in the mail today, just for our class. Isn't this wonderful? This is what came in the mail today. I was so excited. We went out on the front porch, and our very own cup of itty bitty, teeny weeny little caterpillars arrived today on the front porch. Now let me tell you a little bit about them. These caterpillars are going to grow up to be painted lady butterflies. So they can't grow up into any other kind of butterfly. Just like you can't grow up into be a cow, a painted lady caterpillar has to grow up to be a painted lady butterfly. Right now they are very small. In fact, if we put the ruler up to them, just like this, we see that they're about 1 centimeter long. That's not very long. That would be about ½ an inch. They're very, very small. We can barely see that they're kind of spiky, and they're kind of crawling around wherever they want to be. There's some on the bottom of the cup down here, and there's some at the top of the cup. And they just crawl around. Now you might be wondering, what's that green stuff at the bottom? There's a greenish brown stuff. And that stuff is their food. The people that sent us the caterpillars mash up the right kind of leaves and turn them into a mushy goo, and they stick them in the bottom of the cup so that the caterpillars have something to eat. So the caterpillars are going to stay in this cup until they turn into their next stage of development. And they're going to sit in here, and they're going to eat and eat and eat that greenish goo, and they're going to go, yum, 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 this is delicious. And they're going to have a very happy caterpillar time, and they're going to keep growing. So right now they are very, very small, but don't worry, they will grow. So I decided that it would be nice to keep track of our butterfly journey here. And so I started a sort of a caterpillar baby book, and I called it My Caterpillar Journal. And on the inside, and you might want to keep one of these too, so that as we look at the caterpillars as they grow, we can remember what they were like. So I wrote, we have 5 tiny caterpillars in a cup. They have green stuff in the bottom of the cup to eat. They are 1 centimeter. And you can see I drew just what we have in the cup. I did not draw a butterfly because we don't have any butterflies. I drew 5 tiny little caterpillars, and I drew that greenish brownish stuff at the bottom of the cup. I tried to make it greenish brownish anyway. And if I put the date on here, then I'll remember, okay, so on this day, this is what they looked like. And then when we turn the page and put our next picture and our next writing, we'll remember what they looked like before and what do they look like on this new date. Okay? So for the end of our time together, I thought maybe you'd like to just take a look at what the caterpillars like to do. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to let you spend some time just watching them, because we took some video of them just kind of crawling around doing their caterpillary thing. So you can take a look at what caterpillars like to do when nobody's watching. So goodbye for right now, and we'll watch these little babies grow.